And I said, and all of us as humans, we are addicted to holding on to being the victims. All of us, we want to. And like I said, I will keep creating in my life excuses to hold on to the darkness is like just everything, let's say, that is a comfort zone, whether it's a drug, that's all of our shadow aspects, right? They always say we are afraid of the responsibility, which the light, it brings, that we have to be responsible, which is connected to the shame and guilt, what you're saying. In some way, it's easier for us to keep ourselves in shame and guilt because we don't have to take the responsibility 100%. Of change. Then look at what we do with history, how much as humanity all of us clench on to, like looking back, look at the World War II, what happened, like we're addicted to the history, but slavery is happening right now in our current world and nobody is talking about it. We are just fixating on the history because the history, we can't do anything about it anymore. So we make it an excuse for our pain
for
now.
The fact that they're presented.
Because if we focus on the present and what is wrong in the present, then we would actually have to take action. So instead, we focus on the history and keep replaying it. But it's just, we don't have to think about it as this huge step that we have to take. It's literally, like, I know I see my own shadows, but I've kind of looked at it like I have to just keep going little bit by little bit towards little better, knowing that it'll become easier for those shadows to fade away. And also the collective is very important because as everybody starts coming more into their awakening, we don't have to hold the pain. It'll be easier for you, for me, to let go of our traumas because we'll be doing it together as a collective. We don't have to heal alone anymore. We don't have to like face this mirror.
We don't have to fear.
Yeah, well, it will still be scary, but it'll be less and less scary because we will be together helping each other climb out of the hole, everything.
It's different scary because scary can be handled when it's safe. Scary, it's a bigger chance to be mishandled when it's not safe. So when you create a safe environment, or when you think at least it's safe, you approach scary different because you can handle. Because you're not alone.
Oh, those are so simple things. If we're dying, let's die together.
Yeah.
We already feel safer.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's about that. It's simply about holding in authenticity the energy together. Awakening in generally is always a spectrum. It's not a clear line, you're asleep and you're awake, right? Or even in all types of awakening, whether it's gaining information or becoming more spiritual, there is kind of that point where it's like, whoa, I just realized a whole new reality, and that's kind of, I guess, where you could say, but generally then it's not like, okay, I'm awakened and I'm done, or I'm asleep and I'm asleep. It's always going to be a spectrum, the same as healing. So yeah, it's true.
The more woes will be, hallelujah.
The more what?
Woes. Like woe, or woe, when you experience different things kind of inside your heart, your...
Like awe and wonder?
No, like wow. Wow, it means, oh my God, is it, oh what? Am I alive, or am I...
Well, the questioning and the mystery. Yeah, that's the mystery of life. Like, that's why the why and the questioning, it's almost more important than the answer. The person that is in the process of waking up is in some way the greatest story, because once you are in that higher, let's say, frequency, or if you are in the lower frequency, you're predictable. But in that middle part, it's like a movie that everybody would choose to want to look at that person, because that is amazing, the process of waking up, remembering, fighting through the mud. Once you're like done, it's kind of like, all right, now I kind of know. It's like we're the kind of right now, all of us on an individual level and as a collective, we're at the part of the movie where it's like, that middle part that, whoa, what's gonna happen? And everything, the cards are like in the air. And each of us are at our highest point of unpredictability. And you know, like even in the movie theater, the movie continues, and we're kind of all like, all right, now it's moving towards the ending. We already know a little bit the story and can relax. So there's, yeah, it's magical, that part.
Depends if it's a horror, it's supposed to grab you.
We are a horror film, and we are a love story, and we are a thriller, and we are all of it. Like that's the part, and that's why, like, and too, I said, the more we see our light, the more our darkness will show, but it'll be easier to look at it differently. And that will be with others too. We'll see others, and it will still be, oh my gosh, their behavior, or it hurts us, but we'll be able to recognize like their pain and where it comes from, and see the divinity in their awakening process. That was also a contract agreement, because those experiences gave us the gift of being able to see the facades that we've been in the family, like you said, and you saw even through her and your own family how perfect things can look on the outside. You, Eliza, the same thing. How perfect, and this is through many lives, how perfect everything could be on the outside. They could know all the information, even facts and history things, and and have this and that, but we saw the lies and the pain that was still underneath it. And what hurts is what you're saying, you couldn't share with anybody but behind closed doors. Here's what happens, which is, for me, at least in my opinion, our main mission on this earth. That's what a light bringer does. It exposes the dark, not by forcing, and exposing, but helping those parts to be seen and merged and balanced. Because that's all out of balance. Everybody's pain is hidden, suppressed. And that was the same in Poland in the houses. Everybody was creating, it's shame, because they create their perfect illusion to their neighbors and behind their own closed doors. And right now, this is maybe, far down but from our, what the ruling class on this planet is doing, they're the highest representation of just that. Their skeletons in the closet are the darkest, and their image is the most fancy and most perfect and eloquent.
So you become pretentious.
They've had to hide for so long their own shadows that they grew so big, their own demons that they became bigger than they are, because their mothers and fathers always told them, don't tell your neighbor this part about you, or that part, don't feel this way, act perfect, act this, don't let your friends know that you're whatever it was. That is the game of the elite.
And they tell you not to lie, and at the same time everybody around you lying, including the people that you trust the most.
Yeah, that's why they're eating their own tail right now, because their own circle it cannot sustain itself, because they've lied so much that lies eventually shatter and everything comes out. The control is lost. The structure falls apart.